Hi and a very warm welcome. You are listening to Crime Tales. I am Subbu. Case 1, The Obsessed Lover, Episode 4, the finale episode. At the river where Varun discarded Anushka's body, workers from the Public Works Department are busy reinforcing the embankment. As they dig and toil, something unexpected surfaces. Human bones. Long hidden beneath the water's surface, now brought to the light by the very forces of nature. Is this a sign that what man-made laws fail to uncover, nature's law will now reveal? The forensics department confirms these are human bones, female. The ossification process suggests she was between 26 and 32 years old. I cannot confirm the cause of death, reports the forensic officer to the investigating officer, Brinda. But it can't be just drowning. Officer Brinda puts forth her theory. If it was mere drowning, wouldn't the body have surfaced much earlier? You have a point there, Brinda. The forensic officer responds. My wild guess is that it's murder, sir. Brinda is confident of her deduction. There must have been something heavy tied to the body so that it remains submerged. Over the time, the flesh could have decayed, leaving the bones to drift up. Well, that's only a guess, a theory, until you prove that that's what happened, Brinda. But it's definitely a start point for your investigation. Determined to uncover the truth, Officer Brinda leads her team on a painstaking review of all unsolved missing persons cases in the region, focusing on women aged 26 to 32. Far from this unfolding investigation, Varun has seamlessly restarted his life in Mumbai with Priya. He's back at his company's main office, the same place he worked before moving to Ahmedabad. Priya too has broken all ties with her past, selling the Ahmedabad flat where she once lived with Arav. With a heavy heart, she sends a portion of the proceeds to Arav's parents, but they return the money, refusing to take it. I can't accept his share, Varun, Priya says quietly. Arav paid for that flat just as much as I did. It wouldn't feel right. Varun, ever the picture of care and concern, advises. Keep it for now, Priya. Put it all in a fixed deposit, his share. Maybe one day they'll need it. Time changes everything, Priya. It heals wounds, softens resistance, and brings acceptance. Eventually they'll see things differently. Varun, having orchestrated his life exactly as he envisioned, now plays the role of the loving, mature husband, far removed from the scheming man he once was. The dark shadows of his past actions seem to fade as he embraces his new life with Priya, miles away from any consequences. But not everyone is as fortunate. Arav languishes in Ahmedabad Central Jail, assigned to work in the computer center due to his management background. Though disillusioned with life, he hasn't given up hope of overturning his conviction. With a new lawyer by his side, Arav meticulously reviews every detail of his case, determined to uncover the truth. Two things stand out to him. The cash found in the lodge room wasn't his. There's no trail linking him to it. And then there's Shivani's real identity, Reena Avasthi. Yes, sir, I know that. But I went through the case papers in detail. This woman, she had no presence on the social media, neither by her real name Reena Avasthi, nor by the cover that she was using, Shivani Mishra. Then how did Varun find out that her name is Shivani Mishra? How did he know that she was an investment consultant? Okay, that's a valid point, Arav. Let me look into it. There is one more thing, sir. Arav points out. They found cash at the lodge room where Shivani was murdered. They say it's my money. She was blackmailing me. My earlier lawyer didn't represent me properly, sir. This time I want this to be brought up. Where did I get the cash from? My transactions are mostly online. And the most important thing is that if she was blackmailing me, then there would have been communication between us. The investigation never found any communication between me and this Shivani, except the physical interaction in the bar at Delhi, and then that morning when she called me. If she was blackmailing me, then there would be some place I would be giving her the money. So firstly, where did this money, this cash come from? Secondly, where and when did I hand over the money to her? Let me ask you something very straight, Arav, his lawyer remarks. Your ex-wife Priya, she's now married to Varun Kashyap. Do you suspect this Varun? He could be the one manipulating everything. Arav is unsure about it. I don't know, sir. Varun was always nice to me, nice to Priya. He was her friend, her best friend. I had least doubt on him that he would do such a thing. But I don't know. What I know is there is someone who has framed me in this murder, destroyed my life. I want my life back, sir. In Bangalore, Manish Suri, meanwhile, is out on bail, but deeply scarred by his time in jail. He's lost his job, but that pales in comparison to the grief he feels for Anushka, the woman he loved. Not knowing what happened to her troubles him, fueling a steely resolve to find the truth. He rejects a promising job offer in Bangalore brought to him by a friend, choosing instead to track down the answers himself. You are not a cop, Manish, his friend remarks. How the hell you think you're going to go about finding what happened to Anushka? I don't know, Manish replies. But I can't live without knowing what happened to her. This Varun Kashyap is lying. Lying about everything. Anushka wasn't pregnant. Would I have not known if she was? Damn it, we were in love. Why would she not tell me about it? Why would she come to Bangalore without first talking to me about it? I need to find the answers. And I will find the answers. I don't know how, but I will. One man in love, Varun Kashyap, destroyed many lives to get the one he loved. Another man, Arav, deeply in love with Priya since childhood, is fighting to regain his life back. And a third man, Manish Suri, pining for his love Anushka, is out on a mission to find out the truth about what happened to her. Far away from these love stories is a woman, Brinda, the police officer, relentless into the investigations of the female skeleton recovered from the river close to Ahmedabad. Brinda has scanned every missing persons report and pored over countless hours of CCTV footage near the riverbank, but nothing matches the skeletal remains. Frustrated but undeterred, Brinda formulates a theory. What if the woman was already dead, wrapped in something, and then brought to the riverbank? If that's the case, she tells her team, then it wouldn't show up on the CCTV no matter how far back we go. What if the woman was brought from somewhere else, far from this area? But if she was wrapped in something and brought here, brought from wherever, far or close, how are we going to detect that? We just have a skeleton, no face. So if you look at every missing case from all over, it would take years and still a chance we would end up with nothing, a team member remarks. Brinda is thoughtful as she looks at the photographs of the skeletal remains. You are right. We don't have a face, Brinda remarks. We create a face then for this lady. A possible face, possible features. We can do that. That would be a start. Brinda turns to technology, experimenting with AI, artificial intelligence, to reconstruct the facial features of the skull. It's a long shot, but Brinda is determined to crack this case, no matter how tough the task may be. Manish, driven by love and a burning need for truth, charts a different course to confront Varun. It's the classic tale of a man seeking answers about his lost love, pitted against another who manipulated every situation to secure his own. Priya, now living in the flat once shared by Varun and Anushka, is increasingly disturbed by the unopened cartons stored in one of the rooms. These boxes, filled with Anushka's belongings, weigh heavily on her mind. Varun, I'm not comfortable with Anushka's things lying around in that room. It makes me feel that I have taken the place of someone who no one knows what happened to her. It troubles me, Varun. Priya speaks up her mind. Varun, very caring and understanding, assures her that he will find a place for Anushka's belongings. I have spoken to her parents in Delhi, Priya. I'll get it transported to them by next week. They wanted me to keep the things, but it's okay. I'll just send it to them. Just as they are discussing about Anushka's belongings, Priya receives a message on her phone. She is shocked reading the message. Bitch, you thought you could take my place and find happiness? I'm watching you. You have taken my room, my husband, my everything. I won't let you live in peace. The sender of the message is Anushka. Shaken to her core, Priya shows the message to Varun. As a master manipulator, Varun quickly deduces that this is most likely a ploy by Manish. While Priya reels from the shock, Varun's phone rings. It's Anushka's father calling from Delhi. Varun, Anushka is still alive. She's alive, Varun. Anushka's father is in panic. Varun is taken aback. How do you know, Papa? What happened? She sent a message, Varun. I'll forward the message to you. Varun looks at the message forwarded by Anushka's father. Papa, save me. Please save me. I am being held against my will by Varun. I found a phone and I am sending this message from it. I don't know where I am. It's dark and no one can hear me. Varun brought me here. He's keeping me captive. Papa, please save me. It's a message from Anushka. Again. Anushka's parents are rattled and so is Priya. Varun tries to pacify both Priya and Anushka's parents. Manish is behind this. He insists. He's playing a game, trying to make it seem like Anushka is alive so he can prove his innocence. He wants attention. He's laying the groundwork to reopen his case. Despite Varun's logic, the messages shake Priya and Anushka's parents to their core. Anushka's parents, driven by concern for their daughter, decide to approach the police in Delhi with the messages. For them, finding Anushka is all that matters. Manish has thrown his dice well. He has rattled Priya and pushed Anushka's parents to involve the authorities. He is sure that Varun is behind Anushka's disappearance, most probably her death. Now Manish sets out for Ahmedabad. He knows the truth lies there. Just before leaving for Ahmedabad to hand over the divorce papers to Varun, Anushka had spoken to Manish over the phone. This guy is really bizarre, Manish. He has gone to Ahmedabad on a lesser position, lesser salary. Anushka had told Manish over the phone. Just hand him the divorce papers, Anushka. Let him do whatever crazy things he wants to do. The sooner you get out of his life, the better. Manish had advised her. Yeah, I will do that, Manish. The only thing that keeps bothering me is why would he do such a thing? Take a lesser position. He's really a crazy guy. I didn't realize that when I met him. But now he actually scares me. There must be some motive in his going like this to Ahmedabad. Rewinding back to the last conversation he had with Anushka, Manish, now on the train to Ahmedabad, tries hard to think what was Varun's motive in going to Ahmedabad. Meanwhile, Officer Brinda, working tirelessly to recreate a face from the human skull found in the river, faces an overwhelming challenge. The AI software that her team is using has generated over 2,000 possible faces from the contours of the skull. The task of matching these AI-created images to real people is daunting. Social media offers a potential avenue for reverse searching, but the sheer volume of data, thousands of AI-generated faces potentially matching millions of social media profiles, makes this a monumental task. Brinda's superiors are skeptical. Your obsession with solving this case is becoming unhealthy, Brinda. Her superior remarks. It's going to consume vast resources and we don't have the manpower. Drop the case. If it's meant to be solved, something will come up on its own. But Brinda refuses to give up. We need to find a closure, not just to the case, sir. It's also for the woman. Who knows? Her close and near ones may not even know that she has been killed. Despite the potential end, Brinda decides to work with a colleague from the cyber cell, conducting the reverse search on their own time at night. She is determined to find out who this woman was, no matter how difficult the task may be. Manish Suri has reached the society where Varun had taken up the flat on rent. He is quite puzzled to notice that Varun had taken up his flat right opposite to the flat of Priya. Did Priya and Varun, did they plan this? He wonders. He's shifting to Ahmedabad and then staying here right opposite her flat. Manish unknowingly is hitting upon the exact plan that Varun had executed. It's then that Manish chances upon the case of Arav. Shivani's murder, the subsequent divorce between Arav and Priya, and then Varun and Priya's marriage. Manish starts seeing a connection in between these things. His doubts about Varun's deliberate shift to Ahmedabad, probably to be closer to Priya, are further sealed when, under the guise of being a crime branch officer, Manish approaches the broker dealing in the flats in Priya's society. The same broker whom Varun had approached when he had shifted to Ahmedabad. So Varun already knew this society. He knew that the flat he was seeking was already up for renting. Manish asked the broker. Yes, sir. He wanted that flat only. It was an easy bargain for me, having to do really nothing except contact the owner, make the rental contract, and hand over the flat to Varun Kashyap. He paid up a year's rent in advance, remarks the broker. Going over Arav's case papers in detail, Manish is appalled by the string of tragedies that have followed Varun since his arrival in Ahmedabad. First, Shivani Mishra entering Priya in Arav's life, then the explicit video of Arav and Shivani from Delhi, Arav claiming he was honey-trapped, then Anushka's disappearance after handing Varun the divorce papers. Finally, Shivani's murder and Arav being charged of the crime. Oh my God! Varun is behind all of this. Manish deducts. Anushka's words from the last conversation they had over the phone echoes in his ears. The only thing that keeps bothering me, Manish, is why would he do such a thing? Take a lesser position. He's really a crazy guy. I didn't realize when I met him. But now, he actually scares me. There must be some motive in his going like this to Ahmedabad. Arav at the central jail, awaiting the hearing of his appeal in the higher court, is surprised when he is informed of a visitor claiming to be his friend. It's Manish. Hi Arav, I am Manish Suri. Manish introduces himself. Do I know you? Asks Arav. No, you don't know me, but I know of your case. We are connected through a common man, Varun Kashyap. He's married to your ex-wife now. His ex-wife Anushka and I were in love. We were to get married, but Anushka disappeared. There is no trace of her. Manish elaborates. I am sorry to hear that, Manish, but what have you come to meet me for? Asks Arav. You are trapped in the murder of Shivani Mishra, Arav, and I am trapped as the main suspect in Anushka's disappearance. I am sure that both of us are in this situation because of that one man, Varun Kashyap. Arav is puzzled. Manish then lays out the map of events that he has made. Varun comes to Ahmedabad on a lesser position, lesser salary. He takes the flat on rent right opposite to the flat where you and Priya live. He's Priya's college friend. The minute he comes to Ahmedabad, that's when your Delhi trip happens. You are met by the Shivani in a bar there, and you are drugged and enticed into a physical relation. Look at it clearly, Arav. Is it such a coincidence that Varun just happens to land up here? Are you trying to tell me that my ex-wife Priya, she knew about Varun coming to Ahmedabad? That it wasn't a coincidence that she bumped into him as she told me? Arav asks. Arav, I don't know if Priya is involved in this, but I am sure about one thing, that Varun has been manipulating many things. From your case papers that I went through in detail, the subsequent events where Priya doubted about your affair with Shivani, then her coincidental meeting with Shivani, it all looks like they were staged. Staged for what? Asks Arav. To get me out of Priya's life? Look, Manish, I doubted Priya a lot. She's not a part of my life anymore. But I know one thing for sure. If Priya wanted to leave me, she didn't have to work out this elaborate manipulation with Varun. Maybe Priya is also as unaware of Varun's manipulations as you are, Arav. But you know what I feel? Anushka would have come here to hand over the divorce papers. She probably could have stumbled upon something of Varun's manipulation, which is why he could have killed her. He could have killed this Shivani also to trap you in her murder. My sixth sense tells me that Varun had come to Ahmedabad only for Priya. He knew where she was staying, where both of you were staying. He chose to take up a flat on rent right opposite your flat, probably with the intention of keeping a close eye on both of you. Manish's theorizing of the whole string of events makes Arav also wonder if it truly happened the way Manish is stating. He now starts to sense that it could all have been manipulated by Varun. Why are you after our lives, Manish? Priya asks over the phone when Manish calls her. You are the one who has done something to Anushka and now you are trying to push your guilt to everyone else. Think about it, Priya. If I am the one who has done something to Anushka, why would I rake up her issue? It only brings back the spotlight on me. Manish responds. So what is your motive, Manish? Priya is agitated. To make you see the truth, Priya. You are the reason why Anushka was probably killed by Varun. You are the reason why Shivani was also killed. Nonsense. What do you think? You say anything you want and I'll start feeling guilty? Priya shouts at him. No, Priya. You are not guilty of anything. It's just that Varun came for you. He came to Ahmedabad for you. It was no coincidence. He came there to separate you and Arav. He killed Anushka because she found out about it. He killed Shivani to frame Arav. He did all this so that he could get closer to you. It may seem to you that I'm making this up, but I'm sure this is exactly what happened. You may not want to believe it now that he's your husband, but do think about it. 2 women are killed, and both these women are killed because they would have known something about what Varun was up to. And the only thing he was up to at Ahmedabad was to get close to you. He had come for you, Priya, only for you. And he did all this, I strongly feel, was to only get to you. Manish's words have its effect on Priya. She is now putting together everything that happened in her life post Varun re-entering her life. Priya is now consumed by fear. The seeds of doubt planted by Manish have taken root and she is beginning to suspect the truth. Every single event flashes before her eyes. Varun always being there for her in this turmoil. Even after his wife went missing, Varun still was by her side. Could Varun have really done all this for me? Priya is shaken up by the thought of it. That evening, she confronts Varun. Did you come for me, Varun? She asks. Varun freezes, caught off guard by her sudden accusation. He instantly realizes that Manish is behind this. Priya, Varun stammers. Manish must have called you. He's filling your head with lies. But Priya's gaze remains unyielding. Tell me the truth, Varun. Did you come for me? Was it all an act, the way you showed up, making it seem like a coincidence? Did you manipulate everything? Varun's mind races, panic setting in. What has Manish uncovered? He wonders desperately. You sought out a broker for a flat in my society. That's no coincidence, Varun. You knew where I was. You planned this, didn't you? You have loved me since college, but instead of confessing, you came back to ruin my life with Arav? Priya accuses, her voice shaking with a mix of anger and sorrow. Varun is now trembling. The walls of his deception are closing in. Priya, you're wrong. Manish and Arav, they are working together. They are trying to manipulate you, to turn you against me. Arav is jealous that you didn't crumble after what he did. They are playing mind games, Priya. They will try to convince you that I am the one responsible, that I orchestrated everything. Don't fall into their trap. Varun pleads desperately. But Priya's stare is unwavering. She sees through his lies. Calmly she asks, did you kill Anushka, your wife? Did you kill Shivani? Her words cut through the air like a knife, each syllable heavy with accusation. Varun is left speechless, his facade crumbling. He sits down defeated, unable to utter a word. Priya's heart shatters. She knows the truth. That night, Varun leaves their home. He sits alone in his car in the parking lot, lost in thought as the rain hammers down on the windshield. The noise, a distant echo in his mind. Meanwhile in Delhi, Manish walks into the police station. He lays out everything he has discovered in front of the police and Anushka's parents. It's a playbook from Drishyam, he explains. That's a film, sir. Anushka never left Ahmedabad. Her phone did. Varun made someone travel with Anushka's phone. Most likely, Shivani Mishra, who was also murdered. Manish shows them a photo of Shivani. This is Shivani Mishra. Manish tells the cops. She was killed in Ahmedabad. Look at her. Look at her hairstyle. Doesn't she look like Anushka? The cops and Anushka's parents are shocked. I am sure it is she who traveled to Bangalore, helping Varun create a digital footprint for Anushka. And then Shivani is also killed. A double bonus for Varun. The one who knew the truth about Anushka is no more. At the same time, he traps another guy, Arav, in Shivani's murder. He had already honey-trapped Arav using Shivani. The motive was Priya, Arav's wife. Varun's classmate from 5 years back. He is now married to Priya. Little does Manish know that what he has theorized, putting together all that he had found through Varun's movements, his journey from Mumbai to Ahmedabad, is exactly what has happened. The Ahmedabad police that was involved in the Shivani murder case and the Delhi police that is investigating Anushka case both now want to question Varun Kashyap. But Varun Kashyap is missing. He hasn't returned to his flat in Mumbai. Priya has no clue where Varun has gone. But the fact that he disappeared the same night when Priya had confronted him makes her and everyone doubt that Varun indeed has the answers to Shivani's murder and Anushka's disappearance. The truth would come out very soon. Not from any questioning of Varun, but from the most unexpected quarters. Officer Brinda, still tirelessly working on the AI-generated images of the skull they found from the river near Ahmedabad, stumbles upon a match. Anushka Kashyap. It's a social media image that aligns perfectly with one of the AI reconstructions. Brinda's persistence has paid off. She quickly finds news articles about Anushka's missing case, leading her to a breakthrough that could have easily been another cold case. The DNA from the skeletal remains matches Anushka's parents. Manish's claims that Anushka never left Ahmedabad turns out to be true. Anushka's parents are devastated. Varun, the man they had trusted, manipulated them all along. They feel immense guilt for having suspected Manish, who was innocent all along. At the same time, the Shivani murder case is also reopened. With Varun being the strong suspect now in Anushka's murder, Manish's theory of why Varun would have killed Shivani, possibly Shivani knew about Anushka's murder, the authorities now feel that Aro could have been wrongly framed in the murder. Priya, herself in shambles, feels sad for Aro. He remains in prison awaiting Varun's capture to prove his innocence in Shivani's murder. But Varun has vanished, triggering a massive manhunt. A week later, Varun's car is found about 100 kilometers from Mumbai, deep in the jungles near Lonavala, a hill station. The local police approach the vehicle and discover Varun's lifeless body in the driver's seat. The exhaust pipe is blocked, an apparent suicide. His phone, left unlocked, contains a video, his final confession. In the video, Varun's voice is heavy with emotion. I love you, Priya. You wanted the truth and I couldn't lie to you. Yes, I killed Shivani Mishra. Yes, I killed Anushka. But I did it for you, Priya. I have loved you since college, or maybe even before we met. I couldn't bear to see you with anyone else. I came back for you, and everything I did was for you. Now, I'm doing this for you. I can't bear to lose you, Priya. I can't stand the thought of you not loving me. Goodbye, Priya. Don't be sad. Wherever I am, I'll always be watching over you. I love you, Priya. Varun's confession sends shockwaves through everyone. One man's obsession has destroyed countless lives, all in the name of love. Manish, saddened but resolute, returns to Bangalore. He has finally found the truth, though it offers little solace. He seeks closure for the love he lost trying to rebuild his life. Anushka's parents, though heartbroken, come to terms with the truth. They always feared they wouldn't find their daughter alive, but needed to know what happened to her. Arav is acquitted of Shivani's murder, but the damage is done. Both Priya and Arav, their lives shattered by an obsessed man, part ways, forgiving each other for falling prey to Varun's manipulations.